So before you had done those open auditions, it was still kind of like a hobby that you were dabbling in, and then once you
it
got
was
to
still
do
kind
it,
of like maybe I'll do like stage acting or film acting, and I'm still considering like possibly doing like a hybrid career of like multiples of them. I don't know how feasible that is, but yeah, this is definitely the primary one.
What about you, Kyle?
Oh, me, it was probably back in 2004. I was a DJ full-time, making meh salary, but decent enough to get by. And I was already doing DBZ for a few years, and I was on the con circuit, and I went to a con, and I met Steve Bloom, and I had kind of decided ahead of time that I said, you know what? I'm thinking about taking the plunge, thinking about going to LA and quitting the radio thing. I think I've plateaued in that. I think I've got the radio bug out of my system.
Where were you before LA?
Dallas.
Okay.
I was in Dallas. I was at a Dallas convention. And Steve was a fellow guest there, and we talked in the green room. And he said, well, if you ever come out to LA, I'll be happy to talk you up. And fast forward a year, he kept his word. So I said, man, I'm really doing this. That's the scariest thing I'd ever done in my life. I'd never moved away from the area where I grew up in Dallas. I'd always been close to my parents, or not even maybe an hour away at most. And here I was, I'm going to leave everything I know and everyone I know and love and venture to the West Coast. And it's scary because when you go from a predictable paycheck to freelance, which is like you don't know when the next paycheck's coming. It's like, so if you're considering that and you have a day job and you want to go to a freelance type of job like acting, save your money. Have a few grand, at least maybe 10 grand in a perfect world to float on as you get adjusted to moving to a new place and finding roommates and just kind of finding your own, finding another day job to kind of just make it work. But yeah, it was the scariest moment of my life was back in fall of 2005. So I've been in LA for, now this is year 16, and most of those years were spent dead broke. But my resolve was never less solid. I said, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to. I will wait it out. I will just ride out the waves, and I'll do what I have to do. But I'm not going to tuck my tail between my legs and go back home. Not that there's any shame in that, mind you. I just said, for me, I feel like I'm meant to do this, so I'm going to stick to it. And here I am, still, luckily.
Woo! Go ahead, Christina.
Kind of like, there was no aha moment for me. I'm pretty lucky because I have always lived in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area. So I'm lucky in that regard where, like, after college, I moved back in with my parents for a couple years to save up. And then I saved up, I moved in with roommates, Erica Mendez, Lucian Dodge, and Morgan Bailey, and that's how I saved up more money. It's kind of strange because my aha moment of I want to be a voice actor was 12 years old watching Sailor Moon in Japanese for the first time. Because that was when I was like, oh, hey, wait, what? Oh, there's actually a voice, somebody's doing her voice, that is so amazing. Actually, 12-year-old Kitsuna, I really want to be a voice actor. That sounds great. And of course, it's not like a straight line, like I wasn't like, oh, I'm making it, no. But that was the moment where I was like, I really want to do this, how am I going to do this? And I've been really lucky, like I've taken, like, I worked at Disneyland for a couple of years, but that was mainly for like to make it through college and stuff like that. So, I don't know if I answered the question.
I mean, you did say the same.
So you guys at the end.
Yeah.
Xander, why don't you go? Your mic's right in front of you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know when the I'm doing this moment hit. I couldn't pin that down, but I remember you were actually here for this moment, because this I do remember. When I was visiting LA for a job, I'd already been doing voiceover up in Seattle, and I happened on a job in LA, and so I was doing a gig down here, and then a roommate position opened up at the house where I currently live, and they were like, "Listen, you can have this, and you can come and live down here and all that, and pursue." Because I mean, Seattle is a wonderful city, and it's got a decent voiceover market, but you kind of hit a peak at a certain point where it's like, okay, this is the best living I'm gonna make doing this here, and this is the most creatively rewarding it's gonna be. So I knew LA was where I wanted to be, but this was much sooner than I had expected. And and I was like, oh damn, okay, this is a really rare opportunity. I need to go down and do it. But yeah, it was terrifying making that decision, making that leap, because I had no idea. I assumed I was going to show up here and not work for the next year, you know. And yeah, it was terrifying, but you do it, and thank God I've managed to keep myself afloat. So there it is. Yeah.
Hey Xander, I think it was you.
Yeah.
So one time, like, I woke up and it was really early in the morning, and I walk out and I was like, there's a man on the couch.
Oh yeah, that was my uncle was living with you guys.
I
Yeah.
was like, guys, there's a guy on the couch.
Our buddy Michael, when I was staying down here recording this job, he was like, "No, man, you should come and stay at my place. It'll be fine. I mean, I haven't asked my roommates, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool." So we go back, we're hanging out, all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that was an experience.
So like, oh hey, yeah, that's my friend Xander. Oh, let me know so I don't walk around in my underwear. Thank you.
Oh gosh, I think for me, I've been living in LA all my life, so I think for me what really got me into voice acting was when I was a kid, I watched a lot of cartoons, and when it came to Thundercats and Amber Bright, I thought that as a kid, they had, I'm gonna go garage voicing. I call it garage recording as a kid. They take a line of actors, put them in a garage, they all share one microphone. This one was 8. I was thinking this one was 8. And they had one editor editing everything that same day when they record, and then they put it on TV, they don't get paid. And I'm like, you know what? I'd love to do that, just put my voice on a TV screen. Awesome. Just do the garage recording, like, just put it out there. And so when I got older, I think the thing that really pushed me to do this was when I first played the first Metal Gear Solid game for PS1. David Hayter and Jennifer Hill were my big inspirations. So I think Jennifer Hill really inspired me. So really, I thank her for giving me that push. Because every role she did, I followed her career, and I'm like, I know I'm not going to be the next Jennifer Hill, but I want to be myself and I want to do this. And I really thank her for giving me that push just to go out there and do it. So yeah. Yeah.
Would somebody from the audience like to throw a question at these guys?
Be gentle.
Yes.
What kind of, is there a particular voice that that these companies are looking for, like, that you, or, how do I say this, you have to have a lot of multiple voices, or is there just, you know?
I see what you're saying.
So are you asking if it's important to be versatile?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So versatility and voiceover. Who wants to tackle that first?
Yeah, versatility is important in terms of, you know, they're the guys who do, or gals who do one thing and one thing only. And they might work a lot using that, but the people who are going to work consistently are the people who can do more than one thing. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to change your voice. There's a great story of, you guys know Mako? He was Uncle Iroh in Avatar and stuff. And he had a very distinctive voice, but he could do so much stuff within that. And he wasn't changing his voice, it was just the performances changed so much from character to character that you believed him as everything he was. So yeah, I think versatility, vocal versatility is certainly, it's a tool in your tool belt. But the thing that is going to make you a great voice actor, the thing they are looking for is, they have a character, can you be this character?
I like that.
Yeah, that's a very good answer. Would somebody else like to check one out there? No? All right. So here's my question for you guys. If you could take an existing character that's already been voiced and give your own spin on it, which one would you pick? That's not to say that what's already been done is bad, just one that you would like to have a crack at. And I'm going to throw this at Danielle first.
Oh my god, think about this. So many characters out there. Oh! Hello, Jennifer Hale. I'm sorry, I love you. I love you, Jennifer. I am a huge fan of the Mass Effect series.
Woo!
I would love to, I would not want to take this lady's job. She's amazing. Femme chef all the way, though. I should go.
You have to do the dance, though.
Oh my, the dance! The no rhythm dance. I should go. I should go.
Is that really what I sound like?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Who wants to go next? Who has one?
I can do it. Yeah. I think honestly, I would go with Lad Russo from Bacchanal. I just really love playing psychopaths, and I think that character is so fascinating just because of like the background information with him. I love that character.
So Xander, Christina,
much.
you're welcome to scoot away if you want. Yeah. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Xander.
Oh, you already know my answer to that. I'm on a big Harlock spree right now. Space Captain Harlock, who is so cool. I would love to take a crack at him, especially because there have been so many, there are a lot of legacy characters where there have been more than one voices. I think those would be the most fun to take a crack at, and Harlock would be way up there because he's so cool.
Batman.
Yeah!
Because Batman. I mean, honestly, it would be the most terrifying thing if Warner Brothers just offered me an animated Batman role. Yeah, of course I'd take it. But I would, oh my God, everyone was going to go, oh, it's good, Kyle, but it's not Kevin Conroy. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be compared to Kevin Conroy because Kevin Conroy is Batman. I don't taking an established character, those comparisons are going to inevitably happen. But in a universe where maybe Kevin Conroy hadn't been Batman, I don't know. And there's been a lot of great Batmans through the years. Some more celebrity than others, some more VO oriented than others. But that's a character I've always loved since childhood. Batman would be cool.
Nobody's recording, right? You are? Oh.
I could shut it off if you want.
I'll save that story for another day.
Alright.
But my thing is, I really want to be, I want to play like a Marvel character. Wasp would be really fun. X-23. I want to be in Marvel and DC stuff. Actually, I want to be in more original animation. So if I can, if I can take a crack at any character.
Any character.
Oh, Ariel.
Ooh,
Yeah, that would be great.
I could see that. Yeah.
Thanks.
So if you guys got
That's
any
great.
questions, just throw up your hands, by the way. I'll tell you, you guys outrank me all the time. But this is a question that I like to throw out, just because I'm kind of curious what people say. If you had to come up with a soundtrack to your life, what songs would be on that iPod?
I forgot to think about this from the last panel.
I know, I gave you a chance to prep and you didn't. And I'll let you guys think for a minute if you need one.
Let's see.
Kyle, you should go over this. You worked at Radio Disney. Like, you should have all these songs in your head.
Peanut butter jelly time!
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, we had to play that a lot.
Along with like the hamster dance.
And the hamster dance, and we even played What's That? We pulled it eventually because finally a parent called and it's like, do you guys think you should be promoting a beer company? These kids would go to the request line with these cute, sweet little voices. I want to make a request. Yeah, what do you want to hear? What's that?
Like, nobody will know these songs.
I asked you, not that's
There's okay. Hi. So, Out Tonight from Rent would be one of them.
Ooh. See, they know.
Yeah. Did I hear a boo?
I said,
Okay, Try Everything is a new addition.
Yeah.
That's definitely a me song. And then there's a song, do you guys know the musical In the Heights?
Yes.
No.
Yes! Yeah!
Lin-Manuel.
There are two, I know. He wrote Hamilton, if you like Hamilton, you should check out In the Heights. But there are two songs, and those characters are like, I swear, I'm like, he wrote me! He didn't, but there's a song called Breathe, and a song called It Won't Be Long Now, and I was like, these are me. And then we would have to have
Honestly, I can't think of a soundtrack, but like lately, because again, I am so new to this and like trying to break in and stuff, I guess we will go back to Hamilton and just go with My Shot.
Yeah.
I gotta sing that. Oh,
I'm not throwing away my shot.
I am not. Okay.
Later.
I will go with you on that one.
Yes.
I don't know what the soundtrack, like in my ideal like fantasy head, it would be like all Tom Waits and like Frank's like just smoky blues.
There would be
all
one
the
song
time.
at the top of your list, and it would be "Dancing with Yourself." Not because he loves that song. Is all I'm
I
saying.
do. I love Billy
You
Idol.
also dance with yourself.
I love
So do
Billy
That's
I'm gonna go to the 80s because I'm a huge fan. I'm born in the 80s and I love the 80s. I just breathe the 80s every day. I'm serious, guys. 80s is real. It's back. But not in reboot form. But I think my song would probably be "Gold" from Spandau Ballet. Yeah.
I forgot a song. Like a Virgin. Just kidding. I can't even get to joke.
You just need to make a
Oh my
mixtape out of this whole
gosh.
panel.
I know. I need a censor because I told this sex joke about my like sweet innocent character at my last panel, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
You should have been on the panel last.
I told them, do not post this.
Don't mention it again. Don't mention it.
Yeah, right? It's like, they're seeing it, I'm like the same
Like
mistake.
after that happened, I was like, oh my gosh.
So I need you to tell that story, but look right at the camera.
Yeah.
And
Don't mention it again.
unless I got a question from the audience, oh yeah, go for it, dude. Right in the front.
Well, y'all speak about like you should be versatile and play different characters. But is there like a particular character archetype you don't really like?
Ooh, good question. Is there an archetype you don't like to play?
That we don't like personally, or we don't like to
Oh,
play.
there's one that I have trouble with. Like I think this is like my big weakness right now is military type characters.
Oh.
Like I just don't like I think that I'm like getting the intent across, but they're like, hey, you don't sound strong enough. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? You're right, I don't. So that's what I'm currently working to improve is my military because it's such a big market too, and I'm like, go grenade out. I'm just kidding.
I would play the heck out of that.
Oops, you're dead. Actually, I played this character. Like it's called Counter-Strike Online 2 or something. And I was like, oh cool, a military character I can play because she was like, you're dead, haha. I was like, yay, I'm finally in one of these games. So that's what I'm working on.
Anybody want to piggyback? Come on.
All right, I got one. So for a while, I didn't like, it's not like I don't like this, but I didn't feel confident for a while playing little boys, voicing little boys. Because I felt like I'd sound like a little girl, but I feel like after Moggy, since I think that was my first time playing a boy in an anime. I played a boy in a game called Dragon Nest. But I think when Moggy came, I felt the pressure there. So, I don't know, I think after voicing Orba and Moggy, I felt like, you know what, if I practice more, I can probably gain more confidence. So I think little boys, definitely.
Little boys.
Aiden, Xander, Kyle.
I'm gonna say teenage. Is this on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say teenage boys because my voice is already starting to get to the point where it's almost too deep to keep doing them, but I'm like trying to like get that just like last little bit like where I can actually do them before like obviously it just gets way too deep to do them anymore.
Yeah.
I have the same problem.
Okay.
Check.
Yeah, I don't think it's on.
Yeah.
What happened? I've been trying to fiddle with it, so I
Oh, when
apologize.
you turned that off, did it like?
No. Because that was the other one.
off? No, they're both off.
They die.
What have you done there?
It's a ghost.
No, I think it's a board problem. Yeah, I'm also in the, like when I first started, there were a couple of studios that for the longest time would only send me like teenagers, like 15-year-olds to audition for. And every time it was just like, hey guys, I'm trying to sound young. And they're like, yeah, can you just, no. So, glad that, yeah, I don't get those anymore. I'm very glad for it.
I kind of have that problem too. I have one teen voice,
Yeah.
and it's Gohan / Kiba / and the problem happens like we'll be recording on a game. It's like, all right, now you're playing a soldier, and he's 20, and it's like, all right, let's do this. Can you pitch it up? Like,
Oh.
let's do that, and then it sounds silly. Yeah, my voice is cracking.
The opposite thing, like, can you bring it down? I'm like, with my
favorite words.
Bring it down. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to Deeper. Yeah, sure.